Hey y'all, what's up? This is attorney Chloe Corbett, aka the Duchess of Justice. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for each and every person that has subscribed, that watched my first introductory video. I appreciate it. We are now over 1,000 subscribers, and so I am excited to see where this channel goes. I'm filming this the day before Thanksgiving. So I want to wish each and every one of you all a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving with your loved ones and with your family. Now that we got that aside, let us get into some of the drama that's been brewing between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So for those of you all who may need a little recap, this year has been the year of the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef rap battle that's going on. If you've come over from the Defiant Lawyers channel, then I made a video about this and analyzed it and in context of, the beef between just the history of beefing in the Black community. And my dad made a video about that too, so you can check that out at the Defiant Lawyers. But it's gone beyond just a mere rap battle or rap beef. Now it is in the legal system because Drake has filed 2 legal actions against UMG, or Universal Music Group, and iHeart Media, which owns iHeartRadio. So he filed the first legal action out of New York, and he filed the second legal action the next day out of Texas. And the reason why I'm saying legal action and not lawsuit is because technically he has not actually sued UMG or iHeartMedia yet. He is doing what is called a pre-suit. So we're going to get into that, and then we're going to talk about what does this mean and just in terms of rap in general and the Black community in general, because hip hop and sort of the back and forth lyricism has been a part of our community since the inception of hip hop. And so, one of the biggest stars now filing a lawsuit, not against Kendrick Lamar. So that is a misconception that a lot of people have. He has not actually sued Kendrick Lamar. He really hasn't sued anyone. He has just filed a legal action in order to get more information and do depositions, at least in the second case, against UMG and against iHeartMedia. So let's get into that, okay? So for those of you all who don't know, the biggest song of the year was Not Like Us. That was released by Kendrick Lamar in the summer. And it was the last song in the beef that he had with Drake. And let's just say that song has blown up to proportions that really have never been seen in hip hop before. And, Kendrick, he made a lot of accusations against Drake, one of which including being a child sexual offender. Again, these are allegations. I'm simply repeating what the accusation is in the song. And so this has been festering for a long time. Okay. I've heard it in restaurants. I've heard it at sporting events. I've heard it on TV. This song has been everywhere in the US and across the world. And, for those of you all also who don't know, Kendrick Lamar has been named as the headliner for the Super Bowl in February. And a lot of people are speculating, obviously, why would he not play the biggest song of the year and really biggest song of the decade, or maybe even more? And a lot of people are speculating, and this would not surprise me, that Drake and his legal team have decided to file these legal actions at this time to try to take away attention from Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl, from not having him play Not Like Us. Imagine, okay, the Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest shows each and every year. Millions upon millions of people are going to watch it. And Kendrick is up there performing Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. I mean, it was even played by politicians. It was played at Kamala Harris's political rallies. This song has gotten into the zeitgeist of not just Black culture, but U.S. culture, and really around the world as well. So let's talk about these 2 legal actions that Drake has taken. The first one he filed on November 25th. He initiated legal action against Universal Music Group, UMG, and Spotify over allegations that the 2 companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us song. In that filing on Monday, November 25th, he filed it in Manhattan. His company, Frozen Moments LLC, accuses UMG of launching an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song. And in that song, Like I said before, that they go after Drake. Okay, they go after Drake. They go after his associates. I mean, he is getting the business and the works, and not like us. And everybody and their mama has heard it. So what they say is that UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices, attorneys for Drake's company, right? Quote, it instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airways, end quote. According to Billboard, Drake's attorneys accused UMG of violating the Racketeer Influence the Corrupt Organizations Act. So they're trying to put RICO charges against UMG, which is Drake's own company. They own his record label. He is signed to UMG, as well as Spotify, and they're alleging that UMG and Spotify committed deceptive business practices and false advertising under New York state law. So he's trying to bring RICO charges against UMG, the company that he is signed to, the company that has pumped him out for the past nearly, decade and a half, because Drake has been the top artist, one of the top artists in the world for a number of years. And UMG has pumped him out. UMG has spent millions of dollars in marketing for him. He has been all over Spotify at the top of the charts. If you open Spotify, you see Drake, or you saw Drake before this beef, at the top of Spotify's algorithm in terms of which artists it pushes out to people. So Drake has benefited from some of the same practices that he is accusing UMG and Spotify of doing with Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us song. So that's the first thing that I want to point out. It is not unimaginable that the same allegations that he's bringing against UMG and Spotify with Kendrick, some of the same methods were likely used with Drake, because Drake has been at the top of the game, not just hip hop, but the top of pop and the top of the music charts for over a decade and a half. He has been one of the largest and biggest musicians or artists in the world. So what's really going on? So when it doesn't benefit you, Drake, you're gonna file legal action now. That's opening the door for a big can of worms. So like I said before, this legal filing is not an actual lawsuit. It is what in New York is called a pre-action petition. So I am not licensed in New York. I'm licensed in Texas in the Northern District Federal Court. But we do have something similar, which in Texas you can, before filing an actual lawsuit, you can file a legal action and ask the court to allow you to depose the person or the company that you are accusing of doing you wrongdoing. And Drake has actually done that in Texas as well. He has filed this legal action asking the court to allow him to depose a representative for UMG and a representative for iHeartMedia on the basis that they conspired to defame him when they pushed Not Like Us song. And so UMG, they have responded to the first legal action, and I want to read that. In a statement to Billboard, a UMG spokesperson sharply denied Drake's allegations. They say, quote, the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear, end quote. So look, that right there, that's legal speak for Drake. You come at us, we're going to come back at you. Basically what they're saying is, in layman's terms, is we didn't have to pay anyone to promote Not Like Us on Spotify. We didn't have to hire bots to run Not Like Us's numbers up. The fans chose what they wanted to hear, and they chose Not Like Us. They chose Kendrick Lamar in the beef against you. So don't come after us because you got beat in the rap beef and the numbers ran up for Not Like Us. That's what that statement is saying. And I love the way they say it. Us lawyers, we know how to word something in legalese that tell you, don't play with me. So again, they say no amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. So that was their initial response to the first legal action that was filed on the 25th. As of yet, they have not responded to the second action that was filed here in Texas based on Drake's defamation claims. So let's move on to the next lawsuit that he filed just the next day here in my home, where I practice, of Texas. He filed a petition against UMG and against iHeartRadio. And I read that petition. I'm going to briefly break it down for you all. But according to Variety, the one in Texas claimed that UMG was aware that the song "Not Like Us" falsely accused Drake um, of I don't want to say it because YouTube is quite restrictive, but of we'll put it right here of violating children, but chose to distribute it anyway. It also claims that UNG funneled payments to iHeart, the country's largest radio network, as a part of a pay-to-play scheme to promote the song on the radio. And they say that UNG, quote, could have refused to release or distribute the song or required the offending material to be edited and or removed, but UMG chose to do the opposite. UMG designed, financed, and then executed a plan to turn Not Like Us into a viral mega hit, with the intent of using the spectacle of harm to Drake and its businesses to drive consumer hysteria and, of course, massive revenues. So look, y'all, defamation cases are tough because not one, you have to prove that what was said or what was written is false. Two, you have to prove that you suffered harm because of the false information that was said or that was written. These are not easy cases. These are tough cases. And honestly, Drake is going down a kind of tricky, messy road because he filed this action to get information, to have representatives from UMG to come answer questions under oath. That's what a deposition is. A deposition is just someone giving testimony under oath. They're not in the courtroom though. So he's trying to get information. He's trying to gather information. But that is tricky because if they start doing discovery, which is a process in civil lawsuits where people exchange information and you can go after people's, you can get information about people's assets and bank statements. And sometimes we ask for medical records and psychiatrist records and all type of private stuff that typically we can try to get access to through discovery. He's going down a potentially messy path. Because what you got to hide, Drake? Because if you actually file a lawsuit, you can best believe that UMG and iHeartRadio, they're going to go hard. They're going to go hard against you. And so this is very interesting. So that's like sort of the legal analysis, but then there's a larger cultural analysis where Drake is getting clowned by a lot of people, especially in the hip hop community, in the black community, for filing a lawsuit because of a rap beef. Like that, what is that? Or filing a legal action. What the decades of beef that has happened in hip hop. I don't know of anybody that's actually filed a legal action against the person that they were beefing with. Because Kendrick could come back and say, well, look, UMG distributed songs by you where you accused me of beating my wife, of being violated as a child, of, cheating on my wife and all of these other things that are not true. So it's going down a slippery slope. Now, he has not actually filed anything against Kendrick. I think that would just be too far. It just would not be a good look. Because the perception of Drake already is that, look, he's not connected with the culture. He's not one of us. You're not like us. You come from a privileged, upper class background in Canada where everything was given to you. And you did not start from the bottom like one of your most popular song states. That is the criticism that Kendrick and others have brought against Drake. So the fact that, he brought this lawsuit, he's really getting clowned by a lot of people in hip hop and just in larger culture as a whole. So we're going to see where this goes, y'all. In both actions, there's a certain amount of time that UMG, Spotify, and iHeart Media has to respond to this lawsuit. We'll see what they say. We'll see what happens in those depositions. A lot of times depositions can get contentious and argumentative and all types of stuff can come out. So we will see. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think it was a good idea for Drake to sue UMG, Spotify, iHeartRadio over Not Like Us after basically everybody said that he lost the beef, that he lost this battle, this word battle against Kendrick Lamar? I want to hear you all's thoughts. Tell me what you think, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.